Hey everybody, and welcome to another CRICUT craft tutorial. Before we get started, make sure you hit that big red subscribe button down below. It would mean the world to me to have you as part of my crafty family here on YouTube. And don't forget to go over and check out my Instagram. It is such a fun little place. I like to post personal pictures as well as a lot of craft stuff, and you can always get some really cool previews of upcoming videos that way. It is linked in the description down below. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make painted acrylic ornaments for Christmas or really anytime. They're a lot of fun and you can be super creative with them. I'm going to show you how to make a couple different styles and shapes, and it's really easy, and we're going to use the Arteza acrylic paint set. This is a set of 24 that they sent me, and I absolutely love the paint colors. There's tons to choose from, and they're really good quality. They come in this super handy box which you can keep to store them in, and they don't take up a ton of space, which is great. I am so thrilled with all the colors that this included, and I love that you can easily mix these colors to make colors of your own, which we will do with a couple of the ornaments down below. All you're going to need is just a couple things to do this, and it's really simple. You'll need some sort of an acrylic, and you can use any shape or design that you want to. You'll need some acrylic paint, a paintbrush. You'll need some sort of surface to put your acrylic on so that you don't make a mess. And then you'll also need some vinyl in order to decorate the front of your acrylic. If you don't have a vinyl cutter, you can also use Sharpies or paint pens to decorate the front of your acrylic as well. Let's go ahead and get started. This is a box of 24 acrylic colors from Arteza, and they are 22 milliliters each, which is about 0.74 US fluid ounces. And it comes in this great little box. And it has, like I said, 24 colors. So they show you all the colors on the top, but we're going to go ahead and look at them real quick. They come with little trays that holds all the colors, and they are in little tubes, which I think is great. So we'll pull all of these out, and we're going to use a little bit of everything today. We might even create our own colors. You can see that they all are nicely stacked and neat, and when you're done using them, you can put them right back in the trays and right back in the box to store them, which is awesome. So we have them all well set up, each in their own colored tray, which I think is great. So let's go ahead and choose some colors and we can paint our acrylics. So we're going to do this on acrylics, which a lot of people think, oh, acrylics are just for keychains, but in this case, we're going to make some really cute acrylic ornaments. So I got a couple different types. I've got a large circle, a medium circle. We have an ornament that is from 143 vinyl, this really cool nameplate from 143 vinyl, and a little paw print. This one's from Zindi, so we've got a couple different options. These circles are from Amazon. I'll link everything down below for you guys. But what I do is I use a pin pen, and I will peel off the backing on one side of my acrylic, and I'm going to do that for each one of our acrylics. I have a couple of different brush types because each brush type is going to give you a little bit different of a look. So I like to just sort of play around with it and see what I like. So I'm going to do this ornament with this dark green. So this is the phthalo green. This is a really pretty green. Now I will say that you might get paint on your surface. So what you can do is either do this on like a mat like I'm doing it, or a piece of cardstock, or you can put it on top of a little paper towel. Now it's really hard to see, so I'm going to take it off of this, but this is just an option because sometimes you'll get paint down the side. So what I do is I just paint across the ornament, and this doesn't have to be an exact straight line. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's actually not supposed to be. You want it to look a little bit organic, and I like to leave these edges kind of rough. Again, there's no wrong way to do an ornament like this. This is all your own personal preference, and these would be so much fun to do with the family, the kids, the neighbors. This would just be a really fun craft night for the girls. So I just like to give it a nice brush across. I do have some water that I can clean off my brushes with if I want to reuse a brush. It's just acrylic paint, so it cleans off super easy. And then let's go ahead and try this really soft brush. I'm going to do a baby's first Christmas with this pretty pink. So I'm just going to do this one kind of more of like an organic-y, I don't want to call it a blob, but that's kind of what it is, a blob in the middle of the ornament, and just sort of paint around the edges. Now with this one, I want to make sure all my edges are what I call feathered. So instead of just going back and forth, I'm kind of going in a circle, And I want to leave some blank space around the ornament, like around the edges, because I want it to show through some of that clear. And again, you can always add a little bit more paint if you would like to. So I'm going to go ahead and dab on a little bit more paint. These really, again, don't take a lot of paint. They're really, really fun, and you can do so much with them. So I'm going to go ahead and paint the rest of these. I'll let you guys watch this in a little bit of a sped up motion. But let's go ahead and do this big guy. And for this one, I'm going to use the sponge brush. And let's go ahead and let's do red. I think this red is going to be really cool. So for this one, I'm just going to go across it just like I do all the others. And again, you can do this any way you want. If you want to go up and down, if you want to go across, if you want to do just like a circle in the middle, you can do them however you want. And you can kind of play with like the way you move your brush around to kind of see what gives you the look you're going for. There's no wrong way to do these, and they're just so fun. So let's go ahead and finish the rest of these up. And then I'm going to take you guys over to Design Space to show you how to cut out some vinyl for them. And then we get to apply it. Once you're ready to move over to Design Space, make sure that you have kind of measured the space that you have to work with. So I know all my little spaces that I'm working with and how much space I have. So what I'm going to go ahead and do first is just open a shape so that I can make a couple of little templates. So the first template I have some 2-inch circles. So I'm going to go ahead and just make this a 2-inch circle. Move that over to the side. We don't need it. Right now, we're going to do another circle, and this one is going to be a 3-inch circle. This is that big ornament shape that we have. Next, we're going to open a square, and we're going to go ahead and unlock our square. And I know that the width that I have to work with on one of these is 2.5 inches. And so I'm going to go ahead and just reduce this a little bit. And it's a little bit under an inch, so this should be fine as far as figuring out like how much space I really have to work with. So what we have now are just kind of our templates as to where everything can fit. Now you can make your own SVGs, meaning you can use your own text. You can do kind of whatever you want and however you would like to do them with whatever words that you want that make you happy. So I know that I want to do one for sure that's going to have my dog's name. So I'm just going to open some text and type in her name, which is Chevy, and I don't want the equal sign there. We'll go ahead and type her name in. And then I'm going to go into my fonts and just find a fun font that I like. And you want to be a little bit careful about the font you choose. You don't want anything with really, really, really thin lines because we are going to have to cut these fairly small. So you do want to try to keep with a little bit of a thicker line. Something that maybe is like this where it's a little chunky is great. But you just kind of want to keep that in mind, that anything that you cut, you want to make sure is a little bit on the thicker side. That way it's going to cut really, really well. And I think this one's really cute, so I think we'll stick with this one. And for that one, that is like a 2-inch spot. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and just sort of size it down a little bit. And I'm going to move that one off to the side because that one's really easy, super simple to do. Let's go over to Design Space and just see what we can find under the word Mary. We might be able to find something fun for one of our designs. So I want to put Mary on one of them. I just want something really, really simple, nothing too crazy, just a very like elegant font. And a lot of times you can find some great stuff in Design Space. And if you can't find anything you want, there are a lot of other great places to look, like Creative Fabrica, and Design Bundles also has some great stuff. Some of this stuff, again, is going to be really, really thin, but you can cut it. It's not going to be the easiest. I actually really like this one. I think this one's pretty fun. So let's go ahead and do that one. And I want to do that one, I think, in one of our circles, like our little circles. It's going to be pretty small, but don't worry, we can totally work with it. So we're going to go ahead and size it down a little bit. That looks pretty good. Now, I definitely want to do a baby's first Christmas. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to see if they have anything in Design Space. So we're just going to look for babies first, and we'll see if we find anything. Sometimes you can find great stuff. Other times it's not really great. This one's really cute. So let's go ahead and do that one. It's pretty thick font too. And we're going to do that one again in one of our smaller circles. So I'm just going to size it down a bit so that it fits pretty well into that circle. Move that over to the side. We'll recolor everything based on our different circles and based on what we want to do with those. And actually, upon further thought, I think I want to do the baby's first Christmas on the brighter pink circle. The brighter pink circle is about 2.5 inches, so I can make this quite a bit bigger. I'm just going to use that for kind of a more, I think that looks pretty good. That's going to be a good size for baby's first Christmas. And then we're going to see kind of what else we want to do, and you can kind of do whatever you want. So like I like to go into the images. I just like to see, is there anything fun and new? Is there anything different that I haven't seen? So right now, this is just pick whatever you like. So as soon as I've got a few things put together, we'll come back and play and get ready to cut. I'm embarrassed to say that it took a ridiculously long time for me to decide what to put on all of my ornaments, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all of these cut out. So I've resized them, I changed the colors, I did everything I wanted to do. So what I'm going to do is click Make It. Now, I'm personally going to go ahead and just cut these all on separate mats, but there are ways to get around it. I have a couple videos that show you different ways to cut multiple colors on one mat, but it's been a very long week, so I don't want to even chance myself messing this up. So I'm just going to cut all 6 different colors on 6 different mats. It's fine. I will not make you guys watch all of that because it is going to take a while, but I'm going to cut this on StarCraft HD. So I'm going to cut it on the vinyl setting. Really, really easy to work with. It's great for these small designs. So I'm going to go ahead, go over there. I will get everything weeded, and then I'm going to show you guys how to apply. So all I've done is kind of laid out all the designs that go with each ornament just to keep myself straight. So I'm going to start with Baby's First Christmas, and all I'm going to do is take some medium tack transfer tape, and let me slide some of these out of the way. I know where they all go, so it's no big deal. I'll slide those out of the way. And we're going to start with Baby's First Christmas. So you're just going to take squeegee and burnish down your vinyl to your transfer tape. And again, this is StarCraft HD. And all I'm going to do is peel my backing from my vinyl. This is a great way to remove it especially when doing small letters and designs. So what I'm going to do is take my circle and make sure that the dot is at the top. So that's where we're going to put our string or our ribbon in. And then I'm going to line up my Baby's First Christmas onto my acrylic. And I'm going to go ahead and burnish this down. Now this one I did make much bigger than the painted spot, but I really wanted it that way. I kind of like when they stick out past the painted spots. I have a couple that will fit inside the painted spots. So it's just a preference. It's kind of however you want to design them. But I just thought this was a really, really cute one. And I'll put this one in my hand so you guys can see the pink a little bit better. And I'll give you guys a nice up-close look at all of these once we have them all finished and put together. So now you can just kind of move on and do whichever one you want to do next. And keep using the same piece of transfer tape because this piece of transfer tape will last you for a really long time. So you might as well keep using it while you can. So I'm going to go ahead and do my dog's ornament next. And all I'm going to do, and this one I'm going to go ahead and angle it because I just think it would look cute. And you can see this one fits inside the painted area. And if you wanted, you could go back over this with a different color of paint on the back if you wanted more color. There's so much that you can do with this ornament style that there's no really wrong way to do it, but there's the Chevy one. And again, I'll give you guys close-up looks at all of these. Let's do the super long Christmas one next. I just think this one's going to be really, really cute. These were actually made more for like gift tags and stuff, but I just thought it would be like a really fun ornament shape. And there's no wrong way to do an ornament. You can even use regular acrylic blanks that are ornaments, the shaped ones, and absolutely turn them into ornaments like you would like do a keychain. So I just thought there's so much you can do with them. Put that down. Go ahead and burnish this down. You can see how easy these stick to the acrylics. They stick so easy, and look how pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? I love this one. I think this one came out really, really good. Let's do this one next. This is going to be our blessed one. I just thought this one was really fun. And again, like, you don't have to do traditional Christmas colors. You don't have to do traditional Christmas words. You can do whatever you would like to do with these. And you can see how easy this is. And again, I'm just using that same piece of transfer tape. So this one is a little bit just the right, like almost exact size. So I just have to be really careful to watch and make sure that my vinyl is all the way onto my little circle here. Look how fun. Can you guys see that one? Isn't that pretty? I love this. And I mixed a couple colors. So this one is like the green with a little bit of white with a little bit of the blue. So you can mix your own colors with these acrylic paints too, which is really fun. And they dried so fast. And you can see like this one doesn't have a whole lot of layers on it. It's only got 2 layers. This one I put a little bit of a lighter layer on so you can see through it a little bit more. This one has a little bit of a lighter layer because I wanted to be able to see through it. So there's a lot that you can do with these, and the paints are absolutely gorgeous. And I also think they're a really great value for the 24 that you get. I'll link everything down below for you guys, and then there's also a coupon code listed down below for you that you can save some money if you order through my links. Let me get that little piece of fur off of there. And look at that one, it's so fun, right? We just have 3 more to do. So we'll go ahead and put the Noel down. I thought Noel would be really pretty against this blue and this red. I just thought this was so fun. These are great too. You can put like family names on them, pets' names, all sorts of fun things. There's no wrong way to do these. And this is another one that I made so that it hung over the design, over that paint. I just thought this would be really, really fun. Here we go, look at that one. So cool. And I love the way that it kind of gives a shadow effect because of the acrylic being clear. This one I painted with the brush that had the red on it. So there's a little bit of red peeking through the edges, which I thought looked really, really cool. And we're going to go ahead and put this one on it. We're going to do Mary. Another thing I really like about these, they're fairly durable. So if they were to fall on the floor, or if you have pets or cats and things like that, kids that like to mess around with your tree, this is a great way that you could decorate with a little bit more of a sturdy ornament rather than those glass balls that tend to break, things like that. And you can do these again with your family. These are such a fun craft. These would be a really great one for like a girls' craft night, things like that. Last one here, this one I made specific for us, and I used a really skinny font. I don't know how you guys can see that well right now, but you'll see it when it goes on the ornament. It's a super, super skinny font, and it was so easy to weed with the StarCraft. I was really impressed with how easy this one was to weed, and it's really, really small. So we'll go ahead and put this one on the ornament. I'm going to need to lean over this one just a little bit because this isn't straight, which is fine, but I do want my words to be relatively straight. So I sometimes will use this grid on the mat to help me kind of make sure everything's straight. And again, this one is going to be just a little long, so I kind of got to make sure I get it in just the right spot so that it fits, because this one is going to go across the whole ornament. But I just thought this one was super fun, and I had to do it. And don't worry, the font is a little funky looking, but that's how it's supposed to look. Like that N is kind of twisted a little bit. That's just the font. I don't know if I love it. I might peel the N off and see if I can kind of put a different N on there, but I think that's really fun. All right, let's get a close-up look at all of them. Let's take a look at all of these up close. This one came out really, really fun. This is the phthalo green. I thought this one was really cute. Then we have our larger Christmas one. This one is so fun. I'm so sorry about the reflections. They're not easy to get a really good shot of with the reflection. This one is the scarlet red. We have our baby's first Christmas. I thought this one was really, really cute. This one is done with rose. I thought this one came out really fun. We have our Noel. That one was done with the ultramarine blue. The cute doggy one, that one's just done with white. It might be a little hard to see against the white table, but that one was done with the white. And then we have some that we kind of mixed our colors. So this was the rose with white in it, and this is the one that says blessed on it, and it's really cute. The pink is like just such a nice light pink, and I really think it came out really, really pretty. I know that one's a little hard to see. And then we have a couple others that we mixed. This was a little bit of green with the red. This is the pale green with just a little red on the edges. I don't know if you guys can see that real well, but let's see if I can get you. See how there's little red dots? I thought that was so fun. It's called, I didn't clean my paintbrush out very well, but I love how this came out. I think this is really, really fun. And last but not least, we have our Joy, which is almost in like a tealy color with the gold vinyl. This one came out really pretty. I'm going to put this one down on the table for you guys. This one was a mix of phthalo green with a little bit of the ultramarine blue and just a little bit of white, and I think this one came out really awesome as well. These are so fun. I had such a good time making these. This is a really easy craft. You cannot mess these up. Even if you do, you can easily take it and go wash off the paint if you don't like the way that it came out. So if it's something that you're not happy with, you can absolutely just take it to the sink and wash it out. I hope you guys had so much fun learning how to make these painted acrylic ornaments with Arteza acrylic paints. Their paint set is, I love that they come in the tubes and in a great way to store them. I also like that this actually tells you all sorts of great things about them on the back of the box. So if you can see, it'll tell you its light fastness, you have its transparency, as well as then the pigment numbers. So it's really handy box to have. It has lots of great info. So basically it just tells you how deep colored it is, if it's going to be a little more transparent when you paint it on, or whether it's going to be a much thicker color. So I just think these are awesome, and I can't wait to use these some more in a ton of my crafts. I have all the links for everything I used down below for you guys. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm always happy to answer those for you. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos on Wednesdays and Saturdays with the occasional bonus live video. Have a wonderful day and happy crafting.